Hey, it's Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors. Today we're going to be looking at a pistol. It is the FNS9C. This is the box that it comes in, of course. Going to open it up, take a look at what comes in the box. So, you got this nice bright blue box here. Comes with three magazines actually. One's in the gun. 3 magazines, 17 rounds, and then the pistol itself. Then it comes with a back strap that you can swap out. Comes with the standard instruction booklet. Comes with the lock. Comes with the fired round casing that they did at the factory. So before we take a look at it, I'm going to give you a little bit of history on the pistol. I made some notes here that I'm going to look off of. I don't want to miss anything, so I typed it out. The FNS pistol is a series of semi-automatic polymer frame pistols manufactured in Columbia, South Carolina. The pistol is chambered in 9 or 40. The FNS pistol is based upon the FNX platform. The FNS platform has similar ergonomics to the FNX, but introduces a double-action striker-fired functionality. Like other FN pistols, the FNS is a short recoil-operated pistol. It is a preset striker-fired semi-automatic pistol, meaning the trigger system is of the hammerless sort, double-action only type. The trigger pull is between 5.6 and 7.9 pounds. All variations also include a hammer-forged stainless steel barrel, a Picatinny rail, fixed 3-dot sight, combat sights. You can get it in night sights. This one does not have it. They have a loaded chamber indicator that's very small and sleek. I'll show that to you. The FNS series pistols all include ambidextrous magazine release, slide stop levers. I'll show that to you. For safety, the FNS has 4 standard safety features. Has a trigger safety, very similar to Glock. Has a firing pin safety, has a drop safety, and an out of battery safety. All those safeties are the same safeties you find on Glocks. Let's see, caliber, this one is a 9mm, striker fired, fixed 3-dot sights, has a 17 round magazines. The advertised weight is 25.2 ounces. Measured weight with an unloaded magazine is 24.7. Measured weight of the slide barrel recoil spring is 45.85 ounces. Barrel length is 4 inches. Overall length is 7.25 inches. The grip is 1.21 inches thick. Measured grip length is 2.6 inches. Available in standard or manual safety. This one does not have a manual safety on it. They are made in the USA, and that's all the information that I got wrote down. So we'll look at the gun a little bit here. This gun is empty. Nothing in the magazine. And you can see there's nothing in the chamber. So we're working with an empty gun. This gun has a lot of nice features on it. I like the way the slide is cut down. At the top you can see it's real thin. That takes a lot of weight out of the gun, the way that it's cut. It does have front cocking serrations where the Glock does not. I really like that. And I did put an arachne grip slide spider on the back of it, so that does not come with the gun. I added that on there. The ambidextrous controls that we talked about. This is the left hand side of the gun where the magazine release, slide stop lever. Right side of the gun, magazine release, slide lock lever. The takedown lever is only on the right side. I don't think that's a problem. It comes with a swollen palm swell grip on the back. I really like that, so I left it on there. I did put the other one on there, the flat one, but I prefer this one. The texture on the gun is great, so there's no need to stipple a gun. It's got very, very aggressive textured, but not enough that hurts your hands in any way. I like the magazine release on it. It's easy to find, kicks the mags out very well, and then they seat very easy. It has a flared mag well already on the gun, so that's not something you need to add for an aftermarket product. The magazines has a flared base plate, so it makes it easy to seat, to know they're seated, to pull on if you need to, or to pull them out in case of a double feed. I've run about 600 rounds through this gun right now with not one single malfunction at all, so very reliable. I also have the FNS9 that I've put about 2,000 rounds through with absolutely no malfunctions at all. So a very reliable gun. I like the big trigger guard here for gloved hands. It makes it easy to get into the trigger guard without any obstructions. The rounded trigger guard I like kind of nice. It's pretty nice. There's your standard Picatinny rail that we talked about earlier. Good presentation underneath the trigger guard. Nothing to rub your finger while you're shooting. So that's real good. So I think that's about all the ergonomics that I talk about outside the gun. The size of this gun, like I said, I'll give you the dimensions, but barrel length, it's about Glock 19 style, but with a Glock 17 grip. You can get your full hand on the grip, no problem, and still have room. And again, it's 17, holds 17 rounds. I'll compare with the Glock. I'll bring the Glock 19, the Glock 17 out here in a minute. We'll look at that. Let's take it apart. Take it apart is simple. You take the magazine out, of course. Lock the slide to the rear. Pull the takedown lever all the way down to the down position. Release the slide, pull the trigger, and it comes right off. You can see it's real beefy in there. The metal block, the locking block there, the metal block is real beefy, a lot more beefier than a Glock, and everything else looks pretty much the same. Inside the slide, nothing real spectacular there. Just any striker fired gun looks about like that. So you can see that inside of the slide there. Recoil spring is a single recoil spring, and nothing real special about the barrel, but we'll show it to you anyway. Put it back together, just drop the barrel back in, drop the recoil spring back in place, set it on the rails, lock slide to the rear, hit the takedown lever, release the slide, you're back in action. Trigger pull. Trigger pull is a little heavy. Again, I just got a SIG P320. It's probably got the best trigger on it as any striker fire. I'll say the trigger pull on this one is about like a Glock. If you can see, I'll show it to you from the side. So you got the take up right there. Then you hit that wall. Once you hit that wall, you're ready to fire with just a little squeeze. It clicks. Slide comes back, resets it. The trigger reset is right there. Fairly short. Good solid click, and you can feel the reset, and it's ready to go again. So a nice trigger on it. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's definitely not the worst. It's a lot like a Glock. It feels like a Glock, but it don't have that little inside second trigger there. So the trigger looks like the M&P, so it just has a break in it. So very Glock-like with the M&P look, I guess, is what you would say. Well, what we'll do now is I'll go get the Glock 17, Glock 19. Give me just a second. I'll come back and we'll do some side-by-side comparison with them. Alright, so I'm back. I got the Glock 17 and the Glock 19. The Glock 19's got a loaded mag, so I'm going to take that out, set it to the side. But you can see that there's nothing in the chamber, nothing in the mag well. Working with an empty gun. Glock 17 has an empty mag, empty chamber, nothing in there. We're working with an empty gun. Okay. So, the FNN and the Glock 19. We set them side by side right here. You can see barrel to barrel. There's no difference. Same barrel length. If you was to set them on top of each other, you would see a difference in height right there in the mag well. Everything else is almost the same. The FN is a little bit thinner and a little bit lighter. Actually, it is lighter than the Glock 19. So that's a comparison with the Glock 19. With the Glock 17, the FN's quite a bit lighter. The Glock 17, of course, has that longer barrel, about a ½ inch longer, and then side by side, if I can get them up here even, side by side the grips are the same. The Glock 17 has a mag in it, the FN don't. So that's a comparison on them, and the FN feels a whole lot better in your hand than the Glock does, even though the Glock feels pretty good in my hand because I took the finger grooves off and I've done the undercut on the trigger guard of the Glock. So it feels pretty good, but from factory, FN feels a whole lot better than a factory Glock does. But it's a really good gun, really overlooked by people. Probably the best striker fired gun on the market, in my opinion, is the FNS9. I like it a lot better than the Glock. The reliability is about the same, but this gun feels like a gun in your hand. It feels like it's made out of something. Even though it's lighter, the polymer on the frame feels thicker. It has no flex in the frame whatsoever, where the Glock and others have flex in it. It just feels like a gun, and it feels like it's made to fit right in your hand. The aftermarket, there's not a lot of aftermarket products out there for it yet. XS Big Dots does make sights for it. I'll probably be getting those on here, but there's not a whole lot of sights out there for it. Holsters are getting there. You can get holsters for them. It fits in any Glock holster also. So if you got a Glock, this gun's going to fit right in the holster. So give them a try. Look them up. FNS9 is what this is by FN. They're great. Been making firearms for the military for years and years and years, and so they're battle proven. That's what their commercial says. They are battle proven firearms. Give them a try. FNS9. This is Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors, reminding you to be safe and always be ready.